So for one of our advanced concepts, we're still talking about Bassai Dai and Bassai Sho. I'm going to discuss the first section of those katas. So they look very similar. When you first start both katas, you should be in a more upright position. But then from this point, you're going to be dropping downward. So let's say we're in Bassai Dai. The first movement, make sure that when you get into that kosodachi, into that X stance, that you're not standing up in stance. Remember that this first move is actually a drop. When you're in your kosodachi, in your X stance, it should be pretty much the same height as your front stance. So get nice and low, and then as you transition to your next stance, you keep that height. So in Bassai Dai especially, it's really, really hard because you're going to want to come up and then fall down into the next stance. Once you drop down, see if you can keep this height, keep that pressure on this right leg, and then as you turn, you're able to use that to push into this stance. Now obviously, it's open hip, you're not turning into it necessarily, but there is a full body rotation. We're trying to control this movement all the way out with this leg. So now the same idea applies to Bassai Sho. When you're here, you're standing up tall, you go into that first move, and once again your body's dropped down because it's an X stance. You're trying to keep your weight down, and this one actually might be kind of easier because as you turn, you're just keeping your weight on this leg for the most part as you go into your back stance, okay? So same idea here. You're down into this X stance for the first movement. You turn, you keep your weight down, and then go into this section. Try not to go forward in this case. And then with Bassai Dai, try not to go upwards. That's going to be the two things that you're fighting against, going up or going out. Just make sure that you're putting all the emphasis on that right leg and see if you can work that into that section.